Jorge Luis Torres, Diana Gaona, Santiago Betancourt, and Hilary Gonzalez.
The business case. Increase the number of sales and transactions by 5% on KFC Mexico. Why? Because KFC in Mexico tries to resolve some problems like the loss of sales, the cost production, and the rotation. So one of the goals of KFC Mexico in this year is to increase their 5% on the sales and transactions. The methodology we were going to use is at the mic for a Lean and Six Sigma project.
So, what we didn't define is build the process diagram, define the problematic, settle our CTQs, which are our KPIs, and make the project shorter.
Well, we first build the process diagram where the clients are at the restaurant, and if there is a line or people waiting to say the order, they wait in line. Then they make the order and wait for the order on another queue. Then they take the order. They go to any table if there is a table allowed, and they take a seat and eat. And that's all.
So in our project charter, the problem and the defect of the definition, the number of transactions and tickets in the branches of the KFC franchise in the metropolitan area, the important one is the one in Tecamachalco, in Polanco, is about 5% below in the desired levels, as my partner said. Then the causes of the problem are difficult to map, taking into account that there is not a system which allows us to see what is happening with the customers. So our objectives of the problem is, in general, we need to generate a feasible and a viable project that allows our client, which is KFC, to consider how to implement the new station. So we need to carry out a Lean Six Sigma project to evaluate the best option, and using Arena and the simulation, we need to model the system that represents this new action that we want to implement in the process of KFC. And our critical qualities, which are our KPIs, is the number of transactions per week and the average time in the waiting queues.
As for the financial allegation, currently a branch of KFC has a revenue of 500,000 pesos, but 525,000 pesos are expected. Related to this, an opportunity of 3 million pesos has been found in the area of the metropolitan area. For the development of this project, we made a Gantt chart listing all the activities needed to develop the project, grouped by each of the defined methodology phases. Starting with building the process diagram, define the problematic, all the way through data collection, data analysis, optimization, and control plan.
Okay, so as Diana said previously, we're going to implement a station, which we are going to get in depth in the presentation in forward slides. But the process will start with the branches with low sales, which is like the right now state of the whole process, and it is going to end with an increase in the number of transactions. So it includes the whole franchises in the metropolitan area for KFC and excludes all the food courts. So it's only like the big restaurants, all the ones that make the more contribution to the sales.
You may ask, what is this station? We call it the K station because it's a station in each rack of the KFC in Mexico, as my partner said, not in the food courts, where all the clients, after they make their order, go to that station, they solve a survey, and they participate for a prize. Next, please. As you can see, the first stage is taking the order, putting their numbers on their tablet, answer a survey, and receive their prize. This station, we suggest that this station should be in 2 possible locations in the KFC, in each KFC. Near the bar where they wait for their order, or next to the door. There are two types of prices: the immediate prices, like these two, or coupons. And the reward frequency we are suggesting to KFC is Poisson, a distribution of Poisson 3 and 4. Which are the benefits of KFC having this station? Really fast. One, a database of the clients, personalized promotions for that clients, recurrence of the customers, advantages of the suppers, and service rating. What do the clients are going to do in the case station? First of all, they will enter, as I said, some numbers of the ticket. Then they will put the information, and they will be asked how was their experience in KFC. They will select one of these faces, and later they will choose why they select them. And then they will participate for these rewards.
Okay, so in the part of measure, we make two things. We generate data collection and we perform this data collection. So we make a plan to collect all the data. So each of us make a collection of the data of 3 datas in the core activities where a customer goes to KFC. So it's taking the order, waiting for the order, and taking the order to their table. So we take it in different schedules and in different places of the KFCs, and then we perform this data in the input analyzer, which comes in the next step.
So in the analyze phase, we use the input analyzer, a tool that comes with the Arena software. So we took all the data we collected and input it in this tool, so we can obtain the distribution, the expression of the distribution of each block of the data we measured. We also sketch the simulation model. This way it will be easier for us. We can start modeling in the software.
So as my partner said, this sketch simulation was a step for us to introduce it to Arena, which is the model in which we were to model all the process. So it's very similar as the diagram that Jorge presents. So it's the level of the customers, the sign of the customers, which type, if they are going to eat in the place or out. So all the part of the bowl, all the part of the tablet, if it is available or not. So waiting for the order, if it's all ready, then pick it. If he wins, then to proceed. If not, then to make the poll. All the part that if he's going to eat here or outside, looking for the table, and or if not, waiting for a table available.
Okay, for the improve phase, we perform a series of experiments with all the levels that Jorge was telling us about. First, the type of price, and which price we're going to concentrate more. So we change the distributions. The mean, the lower mean goes either for the immediate prices or for the coupon prices. So that's the first 2 levels for the first factor. Then the other factor is the location of the poll. As Jorge said, it's going to be located either in the entrance of the restaurant or at the bar. So those are the 2 levels. Afterwards, it's the type of poll. We decided that there are going to be 2 types of polls. The first one, they're going to fill the whole information and the whole questions that the poll requires every single time in the live in the restaurant. And the second type is that they input the data, and then the poll will get to their mails, and then they will answer it by mail at their homes. And the number of tablets. We selected 2 levels, have only 1 resource of tablets or 2 resources of tablets. And afterwards we optimize the results accordingly to the results we got. And as you can see in this graph, we have that. This is for the revenues, which is our main CTQ. The correct combination is the counter. So the tablet is going to be in the counter. Then the poll is going to be made by mail. 2 tablets are going to be required for each one of the restaurants, and it's going to be the preference of the prices is going to be with the immediate prices. So they win, and they go right away to the queue again, so they can order their price. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is the optimal scenario. The immediate price, 2 tablets, the location of the tablets, as I've said before, we're going to select in the counter, but as you could see in the chart, it wasn't really relevant, and the type of survey is going to be by mail.
Finally, for the plan control, we identify 4 main actions that has to be taken into account. The first one is to buy 2 tablets. The risk for this is the lifespan because of the quality of the device. The KPIs will be the tablet lifespan in years and its velocity. The second action is make the poll in the device. The risk for this will be the error when the customer uses it because of a lack of proper configuration. The KPI for this will be follow times according to the GAN we showed. And the third action will be install a base in each brand, a base which will contain the tablet. The risk for this is that it can be unstable or inexpensive. The KPI will be the stability of the base. And finally, the fourth action is the promotional activity, whether it's external or internal, and the risk for this is low results on the market share, which can be translated in the number of transactions. The responsible for all of these will be Javier Cantu.
Okay, our final results, as I mentioned before, with the whole DOE, we performed 2 replicates experiment with the whole configuration of the DOE we got, and the optimal result gave us 5% increase in revenues, which is exactly what we're looking for during the whole process charter process. And we had, which is the other CTQ was the time in queues. Obviously, when we are involving more people into the system, and they are making the queues again, we're going to have a bigger average time in queues. But we wanted to also increasing the revenues, decrease this time in queues as much as possible. And we got, the trade-off was that we increased the time in queues by 8.92%, which wasn't very high. Actually, with the base model, we got a time in queues of 1.7 minutes approximately, and with the whole changes, we got 1.9. So we stayed under the 2 minutes in the queues for the whole people that entered the system. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank
you.